Hello everyone, we'll see how to use the Microsoft Excel. Under that, the first tab, Home tab, under this in the ribbon, we have many options. So we'll see what is the need of these buttons. Uh, I've created one new blank Microsoft Excel. As I told, we have columns and rows, and name for columns and rows are like depending on what is the column name and what is the row name. So each block is given with the name, that is like B1 is B is a row and sorry, B is a column and 1 is a row. Here I have typed now A B C D. So we'll see what is the use of this paste, cut and copy. Under paste we can copy pictures or paste the pictures. Uh, Next, I have typed here A, B, C, D, E. So I'll click on copy. It will copy this A, B, C, D, E. Or we can use this Control C also to copy. Next, I'll select another block and click on paste. It will copy that same value into the next block. Next, if I click on cut, it will delete from that block and I can paste into some other blocks. So this is the use of this cut, copy and paste. And we'll see what is the use of this format painter. So I'll change my B1 block content format, that is I'll change the font and size. I'll resize the block. Okay. Equally resized all the columns. I'll select the block B1 and click on, okay, if I select from the function bar, you will format painter is not enabled. We have to select from the block only. Uh, After selecting a block, click on format painter and select another block. Uh, if you're selecting another block, it will change the font and size of the second block. So we have under like under font ribbon, we have we can do the bold or italic or one underline or double underline. Font I can change. Okay, I placed this side. Now only by like selecting the font, it will change the font. So we can instead of only moving through the font, we can check what how the font will look. Okay, font size I can change here. There is one more option. Okay, I'll keep now 48. Next we have like font increasing button or font decreasing button, so I can click on that to increase the font size. Next we can put the border for our Excel file. So there is like only this underline we can put. Out of the four corners we can sorry, four sides, we can select any one side, or I can use the thick border for all the four sides, and bottom double line. So these are the options under this border. Next we can change the color. Okay, we can see here this double border, double underline. Next I can change the uh, background color of block by selecting that block. There is a more option. In the more option I have uh, too many options to select the colors. If you know the RGB values, we can directly type. If you are good in Photoshop and all, we we know that RGB values 8-bit value, so we can type that 8-bit value. The text color also we can change. I will keep light white color. Okay. Then alignment of the text we can keep in the top. Okay, I'll expand this block so we can understand, or in the middle, or in the down of the block, or left side, left align, or centered align. If I click on centered align and the middle, then it will be in the center of block. Next, we can change the uh, angle of text. So, yeah, I'll keep in the middle. Yeah, angle clockwise. I can rotate it. Vertical text, or when I keep selecting vertical text, each character is placed vertically, or rotate text up, or rotate text down. Okay. Next, we have a format cell alignment. This is in this we have all the options. Like we can set the angle depending on our requirement. We okay, horizontal, center, or where we want it. Uh, then okay, I'll show the orientation of the. Okay, so text orientation, that is the angle of the text, I can change and clicking here, or I can directly pull into some. Okay, 15-degree angles. Okay, so 0 plus 15 minus plus 45 plus 90. So the angle of the text we can change in the orientation. And as I told, that is the wrap text or merge cell. Okay, wrap text and merge cell I have not explained. I will explain that. So there is the content of the cell we can change by clicking on this more option. Next, here we have two buttons. That is one is okay. First I will make it okay. Yeah, decrease indent and increase indent. Now, what is the meaning of this? We'll see. Okay, decrease indent means it is left aligned, or I can okay, keep center. If I'm decreasing the indent, then it is coming to the left border, and if I increasing the indent, it is going to right. Okay, even though it is left aligned, I can move it to the center by clicking on uh, indent, increase indent or decrease indent. Now, if I decrease the size of cell, now it looks like the data is there in the B1, but it is looking like it is there in B and C. So, by clicking on wrap text, it will come inside the B1 cell only. Okay. By clicking on merge cell, okay, yeah, I'll select now cell A and B and click on merge cell. It is placed in the A1 and B1. I'll type one more text in the C1 cell, that is FGH, and trying to merge it, so it will give the error. Wait, okay, because in the two cells we have data, so it will use the first cell from the left side. With the first cell, what data is there, that is only will be uh, copied into all the cells together. Okay. Next we have here number section in this. Okay, run much. Okay, first let it be general. So I'll type the number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this number, make it center. Okay. If I use it as a number, then after decimal point, two decimal values will be, there is a two decimal point. Okay. If I select the accounting, then I can make this number as the rupees. So we can put the symbol for sorry, dollar or rupees or whatever, depending on what symbols we are taking. I'll make it as INR. So I'll search for I. Okay. Yes. The cell size is small, so I have to increase it. Okay. Next, we have one more option, that is short date. Okay, for this, we cannot use this number. I'll change the number. Okay, I have typed 31. So now, when I changing the number type into date, it will take the automatic date. So I can edit it. Okay. So the long date means it will add the uh, week, and instead of month number, it will tell what is that which month it is, like January. And next, date and time together, but when it is displaying, it will display only the time. Okay, it is not hidden, you can see. Next comes the percentage for, okay, I'll change the number. Okay, yeah, 89. So the number format, it is 89.00. If I click on percentage, it is showing 8900.00. Means it is multiplying that with 100. Sorry, it multiplying with 1000. The next is we can represent in the scientific manner, that is 89 into 10 to the power is what? So exponential term. We can format the cell like percentage, it is decimal 3.00. So I can change like whatever it is displaying, uh, the date or time or the which place, like month is first or date is first. So all that changes we can do here in the format cell. Under this format cell, we have all the other option, like what we are used, font changing or color of the text changing, alignment. All the options are there in the format cell. Next is conditional formatting. For that, I have to create a table. So I'll create table first. Okay, I'm creating the table. Typing 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay. Instead of typing like this, I can select all the sorry, select all the blocks and drag it down. So it will automatically increment by 10. Okay. Increase the size of by using conditional formatting greater than, so this greater than will check for if the number is greater than 80, it will fill with the dark red text, or change this into 40. There is other option like yellow, fill with yellow or fill red text, uh, and the custom also we can do it. Uh, okay. Next comes the between. So between like 45 to 115. If the number is between 45 to 115, I'll make a red border or red text. Custom also we can do. In the custom, we cannot change the font, but I can change the font style. Like I can change it to italic, or I can change the color of the text. I'll make it red. Okay. Yeah. So it is changed between 45 to 115. Next, top 10% or bottom 10%. I'll click on bottom 10%. Means if it is less than 10 or less than 10, it will make uh, light red fill with the dark red text. So I can change again here also, we can make it the custom style. Bottom 10% means it will select the last number, that is 150. Okay. Equal to, we'll check for the say equal number. If it is equal to like 80 in this case, or I can change that number into 100, then it will change the cell color or cell text color. Next we have uh, above average. So again here in this range, if it is above average, it will make the different color. Next we have the data bus. This is very interesting one. So depending on the value, like 150, the size, it will fill the color, the full cell, or I can change the formatting rule. The format only cell that contain, means here, if the cell value cell values between or any like not between or equal to or greater than. So all these option we can use. So I am using now between 50 to 100 and changing the format, that is I'll make it, I want to change the color and font style. Font style is bold italic and we cannot change the font again. Um so color I'll make okay, red. Okay, go back. Yeah, this is the same thing like for conditional formatting only. Uh, okay. Next, we have color space. So it will vary the color from one given color to the another. Like I'll take this one. See, from dark for 10 it is a dark and for 150 it is light. Now if I change that 150 into 10, the same color is copied to that uh, B17 cell. Okay, so what is there in B3 cell, the same color is copied into B17. The same way B4 color is copied into B14. Next we have icon sets. Here the icons like up arrow, right arrow and down arrow, so it will uh, give the indication like how is the data what is there in the cell is flowing, like whether it is incrementing order or decrementing order. It will take the average of the uh, cell values and depending on that it will give that content. Depending on that it will give the uh, symbols. I can change the color scale in the like selecting a new rule. I can edit the rule or I can delete the rule if previously rule is applied. By applying the rule, now I selected like for smaller value it is green and uh, largest value it is one pink. So like this we can change the color of. Okay, okay. I'll give the heading for these columns like the first one is numbers, the second item 2, item 3. On the random value, I'll put that is 20, 40. Okay, I want a multiple of 20, so I'll select it and drag down. So multiple value of 20 is coming. Again here 30, 60. Okay, I want to remove this format, conditional formatting. So I'll select it and click on conditional format, clear the rule on the selected cell. Okay, now I'll make it center aligned. Okay, yeah. So format as table. We have to tell whether it we have the header. So I have a header. So header is taken as a filter points. I can change the background of my table, so depending on which style we want, we can choose it. Or new table style also we can use, or new pivot table style also we can use. Next is insert cell. So if I have selected J3, so it is going to insert a row in that J3. So whatever data is filled in the third row is shifted to fourth row. If you're clicking insert cell, it will ask for whether you want to insert entire row or entire column. So selection we have to do depending on our requirement. And delete cell, again it will ask which whether you want to delete row or delete column, or we can directly tell delete sheet rows, so it will delete particular row. Next we have a uh, editing. Under this we have Autosum, so I have selected E3 and clicking on Autosum, it will substitute one equation. That equation will sum the value starting from the first column to the last previous column of the selected column. Means I have selected E3, so from A3 to E3, whatever value is there, that it is going to add, and it will copy paste the same thing to all the rows. Uh, the next one is taking average. So again here it is starting from A3 to E3, it has taken the average. If you are adding 10, 20, 30 and 60, uh, if you're adding 10, 20 and 30, 30, 60, like answer is 6, 60 plus 60, 120 divided by 4, that is 30. So that calculation is done by this average equation. Next we have this count number is counting how many values I have entered, so I can delete some value and can find, yes, okay. So if I'm deleting this, in this row we have only two values entered, so it will give the count how many values are entered. Okay, in this row I have entered one more value, so three values are entered. Okay, the next is, wait, okay, next column I want what is the maximum value in this row. So starting from A3 to G3, the maximum value is 60, so that value will be displayed in H3. So same way it is doing for all the other rows. Again there is a minimum value, and more equations are there. These equation I will discuss in the future videos. Next we have this fill, so I can fill down or fill right. So if I'm selecting I2 and clicking on fill right, so it will fill one more one more column. So it was column 2, now it is column 2, 2. So automatically given one name in that header. So depending on what is the previous value, it is filling into the next row, sorry, next column. Next we have sort and filter. So select the table and clicking on, okay, already filter is there, remove that. Okay, sort the smallest to the largest. From the first column, it will check for the smallest to the largest. Okay. Next, by selecting filter, I can select depending on which column I want to sort the values. Like from the first column, I want to sort from smallest to largest. Depending on the values in the first column, the remaining column value also will arrange. I mean, in the row, whatever value you have entered, it will come into the same row. And I can sort depending on the custom list also. Where I'm creating one custom new list, that is like I want 10, 30 and 40 in this order. So if I clicking on that in the first, okay, the first column, the order is 10, 30, 40. So I have selected only three values, so it will check only that first three values. Next, sort by color, custom sort, and this we can change again color also we can change. Uh, Next, we'll see find and replace. So I'll use find and replace. I want to find 40 and replace with 4,000. Uh, Here it is okay. Here by selecting, okay, replace all. Yeah. I have the value like 140. So 140 is, it is replaced that 40 into 40,000. Okay. So it is when it is changing 40 into 40,000, we have the value is like 1,40,000. And by clicking on formula, I can check where in which cell we have formulas. So this is the basic under home tab of Microsoft Excel. We'll see what is there under insert tab in the Microsoft Excel in the next video. Thank you for subscribing. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel.